Hi, I'm Faith.
And I'm Neysa. And this is
Go Ladies, a podcast about navigating life, love,
and so much more
from a 40-plus perspective. You can see inside me. Will you come inside me? That's nasty, Minnie Riperton.
Minnie Riperton be nasty though. I love Minnie Riperton.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Nace.
I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays, it feels like. Girl.
Back together.
We're together again.
Together again. Sing it loud and proud. Together again. Ooh. Hi, I'm Faith.
Hi, I'm Neysa. How are you guys? Go Ladies, the podcast. Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while. Okay. I haven't done it.
You had to do it. You had to do it. So,
and we're back, y'all.
I'm back.
Brief hiatus.
Girl. Yeah. It was a hiatus from the show, but my life has been hectic. So it was not a hiatus in my mind.
Girl, I know. That's life. Life is lifing.
I got a puff and no eye makeup. So you know life has been hectic.
Life is lifing.
It is.
Consider the alternative. So yay.
I saw one of my daughter's friends today at the airport, and it's no shade. She looked a mess. I told her to her face she looked a mess. I looked a mess too. I was like, I look a mess, you look a mess. We're struggling out here. She's like, adulting's hard. I said, ain't it?
Yeah.
Ain't it sometimes?
Keep on living.
Right. Sometimes it's just life wins and you're like, shit, got me. So
life got hands.
And that bitch can fight. Gotta go to right here. That bitch be fighting.
Gotta go.
You know people go to right here, they can fight. Yeah.
I know on the side. I know. Hi, Nace. Okay, so yes, you mentioned airport. Nace's coming in hot, which is why I think she looks fine, but she feels she looks disheveled.
You know me, I like to be extra.
I know, she's Diana Ross. However, you have a lot going on. So would you like to just have the floor to tell the people what's going on, where you've been, what's good?
So last week I was in Kentucky. My mother closed on a new home. And yeah, it's a blessing. You know, she's downsizing, coming out of our family home into a smaller home, a 1-floor home, just something that's more appropriate for this stage of life, right? Super cute home. But when you move in, you want to put your own mark on it. And so, you know, there's painting, there's floors being laid, there's movers coming in and out. There's just so much going on with that. And if you know my mama be dressed. All day, every day. Like mama stay dressed.
Yes.
And my mother likes furniture. So the home that I grew up in, I won't say that it was cluttered because I didn't feel like it was cluttered. But my mother has artwork on all the walls, and you know there's appropriate accent pieces here and there. Let me explain my mother. I had my second child. My mother wore a red suit to the hospital.
Yes.
She's gonna make her grandbaby look her best. So, blazer and all at the hospital. Yes. You know, that's my mom.
Okay.
So because of that, when it came time to move, there were a lot of things to move. And a lot of trips to be made and a lot of stuff. And so my ankle was already a little tricky before that.
Here we go.
I know. And I get to Louisville, I'm doing too much. My youngest brother's laying floors. My middle brother's packing up stuff. It's just all hands on deck, right? And I'm trying to help, you know, and my ankle is feeling worse. And I'm like, I'm pushing through. Fast forward to this week, I'm in Seattle for a work trip. And I'm trying to walk around the city of Seattle, get to the office buildings and all that. Because, you know, Seattle's very much a walkable city. And every step I take, my ankle's like, bitch, no.
Every little step you take.
Girl, my ankle said, bitch, no. Every step I make. I was like, oh, we ain't gonna make it. So, Yeah. So ended up at the urgent care in
Mhm.
Seattle. Ended up
Yeah.
getting x-rays. It's not broken. It's just a bad sprain. Now I got this big ass boot on,
Yeah.
walking
You all
around.
have seen the boot. Like if you
That's
not follow
true.
on social media, you need to
Yeah.
because the boot is massive. Yeah. Continue.
So all in all, the last 2 weeks have been a struggle.
Yeah.
I am committed, and this is unlike me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clearing my calendar for the next 24 hours.
Oh, glory. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Praise the Lord. Praise break.
And I'm going to work from home next week so I can actually get off my ankle so I can heal up. Because
Yes.
yeah, this boot life ain't it. I
Yes.
can't be in this boot life.
And it's
So
hot. Go. What is hot?
it is hot, but you're doing the most right now. The praise
Okay.
day.
Go ahead.
So yeah. But I did go visit a friend of mine though in Seattle yesterday.
Mhm.
Shout out to Rachel because let me say, Seattle's a walkable city. I think Seattle could be a vibe.
Mhm.
I didn't get to see a lot of Seattle because obviously the boot and the X-ray and
Yeah.
work.
More.
However, I made a point on Thursday to spend time with my friend.
Mhm.
And sometimes you need the touch of a friend just to make you feel like the world's going crazy and everything's gonna be okay. And that's what it was. It was a good touch point. We had, and she knows me.
Mm-hmm.
A rum bar. Come on now. You know me, you know I
You
love
just
the
love the
rum.
rum. Yes.
So I'm in the rum bar and they have rums from around the world and they're
Mhm.
really knowledgeable about the rum. And we tried out a very new rum. And I was like, oh, this is very, neat. And the food was good. And so right next door was the Starbucks roastery, which there are only like 6 in the world. And that was cool to see. And then, it's just good having conversation with somebody who gets you and gets it.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
it was just good. It was exactly what my soul needed. Because before that, Seattle put up points on your girl, and I was taking L's. But I made a comeback at
You
the
did
gym.
it.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it was good. So now I'm back home and I'm
Yes.
happy to be home. I'm happy.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I'm happy to be
Yeah.
home.
Yes.
And my daughter, let me say this. Both my daughters have fussed at me the whole time. They're like, last week, my oldest one was like, Mom, you're doing too much in Kentucky. Your ankle's all jacked up. You need to sit down. Did I listen? No.
No.
Baby girl said the same thing. But even today, I got off the plane and which I sat for an hour on the tarmac. When we got here safely, so praise Lord. I called her from the car and I said, Hey, I got a podcast. Can you lay out me some clothes, please? So I can come in and get dressed. She's like, I got you. And she laid out my clothes for me and she poured my little glass of wine. And so here we
Yes.
are. So pumped and
Yes.
all, but this outfit is together and
You
baby girl
raised them
through.
right. You
They
did.
love me. I have good
They
babies.
should love you.
Yeah, I do have good babies.
You do.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's been a trying week. Trying a couple weeks, but
You survived.
I survived. And it's Juneteenth this weekend, so freedom. Let's go.
But
You know me, I can't sit still long. Freedom. Let's go.
yeah, bring on you staying in the house. Thank
Oh,
you.
yes.
That's what's being
Yes.
brought on.
Yes.
Not,
Yep.
okay.
That's
Do
it.
you want to continue down the Juneteenth path?
Yeah. We had plans for Juneteenth. I now can't go to because I can't walk around, but I wanted to. You'll be there. Look.
I will document and be sure to report back to all of you listening.
Yes.
So
I was excited about it. I want to go to the block party. I want to go to the rooftop. I wanted to, do some things.
I thought about doing the rooftop. So for those of you who might be new, we are in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like a lot of cities, but Nashville has a lot of events planned for Juneteenth this weekend, which is on Sunday, which is also Father's Day. But there are events Saturday and Sunday going on. So Neysa and I were planning to go to this block party together, but I got you covered, Neysa. Don't worry.
Thank you. And I wrestled with that. I'm like, no, you gotta go because I want to go. Also, there's content to be made there. And I was like, oh, and then my ankle said,
Say, it don't. Why it take you to be broke down for you to sit down? We'll explore that later. Anyways, your body literally has to fail for you to sit down.
I forget that I'm mortal.
What?
I do. I mean, like, seriously, like,
Girl.
I actually read this in one of your posts from a while back. I don't know if you probably don't remember it,
I don't.
but it's a response to trauma.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many times have you been told in your life you gotta be twice as good at half as far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many times have you been told strong Black woman?
Yeah.
How many times have you been told that, you gotta do for yourself because ain't no man gonna do for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not even FOMO, but it's this, I have to push and be my best. Yes, I have to work a 9 to 5. Yes, I have to have a side hustle. Yes, I have to raise these kids. Yes, I have to have perky titties. Yes, I look like something. Like, there's all these things that go into it.
Right.
And there's no day off,
Mm-hmm.
And even people who are like, oh, soft Black girl life or carefree Black girl or all these things they're talking about. Yes and no. They're saying it's a soft life, but there's still something to be said about that,
Mm-hmm.
Like Jasmine Sullivan's song, "You Got to Stay On." It's hard even living the soft life sometimes because of the expectations that come around with that too. You got to look like a certain way, got to have a good booty, can't be too big, flat tummy. All these things that go into it, and I'm just like, it's always something for you to do. When can we just be?
Yeah, which we've discussed. And this weekend, you're just going to be at home because you can't go nowhere.
I can't go.
Boom, we answered that question.
Yep. We did.
Sit down.
I must sit down.
I got y'all covered. We got Juneteenth. It's very hot here in Nashville, as it is in many parts of the country. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be naked or not.
Be naked.
Just wait and see.
I'm gonna see us like a short.
Stop!
My favorite story of you. I love it.
Those are my little poom poom shorts.
I know, poom poom.
Yes, we've shared that story. Yes, we have shared that. Yeah. So I'm rediscovering shorts. Needless to say, also I mentioned Father's Day.
Yes.
For those who celebrate, and shout out to the dads. I'm gonna do it.
Shout out to the daddies. Daddy, look, your card ain't in the mail yet. It's gonna get there though.
Shout out to the dad. You still do good because I'm just gonna call mine. Happy Father's Day.
I send stuff, but I'm behind this year. Okay. So I love you though.
It's quite all right. And it's okay. So that's going on. Speaking of dads, so there's like this big star who's a dad.
Come on now.
His name is Aubrey Drake Graham. And
his name is cute.
It may have interviewed him one time. Thanks to Neysa.
You so did.
Neysa, I have to give credit. This is early in his career as a musician. So he was already doing Degrassi. But anyways, long story short, he came to Nashville for like a Grammy event. And his dad's from Memphis. So he's familiar with Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And Neysa was like, you want to go, right? And it was just me and a photographer. And I was so nervous, Neysa. I was like, I don't know what to say. But me being an awkward Black girl, I made it work. So, yeah.
You did.
But anyways, Drake dropped the project. I forgot the name. What's the name of it? Think something, never mind.
Honestly, never mind.
Honestly, never mind.
Yeah.
Lots of, I don't want to say think pieces out there, but I've seen people like who they say it's for. It's more, it is kind of house vibes, house music vibes. It's more so him singing. It's not a lot of bars, if you will. I listened to some of it. I haven't made it all the way through. It's just okay to me. Like I heard it dropped I was at the gym early in the morning. They were playing it, and I was like, no.
No.
I'm not hype enough. I go to the gym early. I need
You too. You were there early in the morning.
I need violence. I'm gonna say that. Like
because you enjoy
I
you working out.
So I need height, and I'm boxing, so I need like something that make me want to punch somebody in the face. So it's not bad. I kind of just feel like he did it because he could, right? He's not a new artist. He doesn't have to. He has nothing to prove. That's just my take on it. I'm like, oh, it's okay. I will give it another listen, but it doesn't move me, if you will. I'm not like, oh.
So I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
Let me pose this question to you as a music lover.
I do.
Artists are artists, right? Mm-hmm. And if an artist creates the same type of art over and over and over again, we would say that they're stuck, mm-hmm. still, and not pushing the culture forward.
Right.
However, when artists go outside the box, mm-hmm. we're like, where's your old stuff? Where's your, blah, blah. Where's your summer anthem? Mm-hmm. Few people do it well. Beyonce does it well, right?
Yeah.
She always pushes it forward, even though people didn't love Spirit. They didn't love it, mm-hmm. but they at least acknowledged the artistry of it and how it's moving things forward. Mm-hmm. I think that sometimes it's hard to find that balance. I feel that way about Chloe Bailey as well. Mm-hmm. So she dropped a new song too.
Yes.
And I was talking to my daughter, the oldest, and I love talking to them when they check me because they check me, and I was like,
yes,
okay. I had to give her props on this one because I said, I appreciate Chloe Bailey. Mm-hmm. I think that she's beautiful. I want her to do something else other than gyrate and roll on the ground and us see her perfect body. Mm-hmm. I say that also knowing that if I had it, I wouldn't wear clothes either. Like, I'd be like, bitch, I'm naked. Look at this today. Yeah. But I want more from her. Mm-hmm. My daughter said, Mama, she ain't dropped the album yet. This is just song number 3. So you can't say it's a trend yet until it's more than just song number 3. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's true. That is true. It's a good point that she made. So I just want, I think we have to give them grace to grow and evolve.
She's young.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also see your point too. I mean, you are speaking to the visuals, and the visuals we've seen thus far is that. I don't think that that's a slight in any way, but she's been gyrating in her videos. We have yet to see kind of a softer, if that's what she even wants to do, or that's even the direction she's going in. But whatever that song is to match the visuals that might, because she's obviously, I mean, we know that coming up under Beyonce, her and her sister. Right. So,
she's 23, 24?
Yeah, she's young.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
a girl.
Exactly. But 23, 24, you got flat ass, good booty, you gonna show that shit off. I did. So
I didn't get fine until I was 25. No, it was like 19, 20. 25 was really my year.
I mean, I've been fine my whole life. So it's just
25 was
the year? Was the year?
Was the year. Okay. Was that the short? The year of the shorts.
Anyway. 25? Were you that young? You're a baby.
Yes. I was young and I had weave. You couldn't tell me that. I have bundles. What?
I took my bundles out, obviously.
Yes. Okay.
And my hair needs to be deep conditioned, all those things. Any Black girl who knows, take your weave out, you gotta get deep conditioned, and make your hair act right.
Okay.
Behind, didn't get a chance to do all that. Mm-hmm. But I felt offended. I took my weave out.
Yeah.
And I saw these strands of whiteness. And I said, what is this?
Ma'am.
What is going on? I mean, like 1 or 2, okay. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, you guys are procreating. You guys are spreading. Like what's going on? I'm so confused and perplexed that I'm going to have to consult with a hairdresser and be like, have you ever seen anything like this before? with these whites and hairs that just be popping up.
Girl, if you
Because
don't leave the gray hairs alone,
I shall not.
you don't want to be a silver fox.
No.
You'll be cute with silver hair.
My paternal grandmother had silver hair very early. It was lovely. That's not what I'm gonna do.
But as for you in your house,
For me in my house, yeah,
okay.
I was just like, what is this?
Not more. You took the bundles out like what?
I was confused. My bundles are number 2. For Black girls who know, bundles are number 2, not a 1, but a 2. I like a 2, little chocolate brown, but I go as low as a 4. I've been a 27 before in my life too. You know, Black girls know these numbers. But what I'm not gonna do is be these little white things in my hair.
Okay.
Sure will not.
Okay, don't be. I am not my hair.
Right. If you see me pop up tomorrow with a short pixie, a blonde pixie, you can be like, oh, she went all the way in.
Oh,
like,
blonde pixie.
I know you want a blonde pixie.
I had it temporarily and my hair was like, no. Which is fine. I'll take healthy hair anyways. I got
You know how I am. I need a revolution. You know, I need something different. And I get to the point where I'm like, I feel it like when I locked my hair. I had dreadlocks for 6 years.
Yes, for those who don't know.
Yeah. And then I took my dreadlocks down and unraveled them, which you can do. And then I had hair, long hair, short hair, medium hair. But now I'm like, I'm getting antsy. What's next?
Yeah. I'm ready to cut mine off again. I mean, obviously it's short. Again, those who know. No, I know you're making a face.
Oh.
It needs to be thinned out. Like that's why it's under here.
You have a lot of hair.
I have a lot of hair. It's short, but it grows and I'm grateful and all that. But like my little swoop piece gets so thick. And I'm like, thin that out. It's hot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know what to do next. I might be in there with a little shaving back. You never know what I might do. I don't know.
I'm seriously considering wig life. Not gonna lie. I really do. And I'm not here's the thing, listeners, viewers. I have never been a super duper hair person. Like I've learned a lot from Neysa. I've learned a lot from them girls I hang with. Hang out with my crew. I've learned a lot. Like it's just I'm ignorant on a lot of fronts because I have been going to get my hair done since I was a little girl, and my styles were always very simple. I mean,
you have a standing hair appointment.
Yeah. So I'm never like doing my hair on my own, which is why I wrap it up or wear a cap if I can, because that's just not my ministry. I pay somebody who went to school to do that. A professional. So yeah, I learned a lot. And so I'm like, I see things, I want to try them. But yeah, I'm like, I kind of do need a wig just professionally. Because on days where it's just really not right, I would love to just be able to boop. So
a little shake and go. Yeah. No, I get it. I am not opposed to wigs. Obviously, I have a wig closet upstairs. I have hair in the closet. For me, let's just be transparent. It's just us here, right?
Usually, yes.
I don't like, let me clarify. I am no longer married. I do not have a consistent man who has seen me at my best and at my worst. So therefore, if I'm going to be fucking, I do not want to have a wig on. Now, I did talk to my hairdresser about it, and she was like, oh, you just based it, which I've done in the past, you know, sew around the perimeter, and all those things, you know, and keep it going. But as for just for me, I just like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So, but also now at this age, I think when I first started dating, I was much more self-conscious about it, trying to be, I don't know if it's perfect or whatever, because it's no perfection. But now I'm like, it is what it is. Like,
yes,
it is what it is. Like, you know?
Well, yeah.
So I don't know.
They get what they get.
You go
and it's always gonna be popping. Yes.
I never had a man turn down pussy ever. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna start today.
Let's be honest. The stuff that we are just so hung up about, men just they don't care. They're like, whatever. They don't care.
They don't care about. And
So,
again, if they did care about it, why do we care? It's
exactly.
not them. So yeah, it's growth.
I can't do it like Kelly on Insecure.
Growth.
Anyways, but yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more towards a wig. Oh, can I tell you something exciting?
Yes, of course.
So Tabitha Brown dropped her line
Mm-hmm.
for Target. And I also posted this in case y'all didn't see it. But I set an alarm, and because it was like 2 p.m. Central Time, which is what we're on. And not 2 p.m., 2 a.m. My bad. 2 p.m. sounds too easy. 2 a.m. And I'm like, most people drop their line, whatever, midnight. I can hang out till midnight. That's not a problem. But I set an alarm, and I heard it go off, but I was like, no. Ignored it. But at 3 a.m., for some reason lately, I've been getting up at like, not getting up, but waking up at 3 something. I need to look into that in terms of the Lord. I don't know what that's about, but I like just kind of wake up at 3 something. And that's when I was like, oh, let me go get my phone. And I'd already had like my whole thing, like I budgeted, I had my homework. I'm like, let me add my favorites because I have the Target app. I'm like, I want to be ready.
You're ready.
I was able to get, I didn't mute my thing, sorry. I was able to get a majority of what I put in my cart. There was one dress I had in there that, it was okay. But the majority I got, and it fits really nice. I didn't obviously not buying out the bar. I didn't get the whole collection, but I just got a few pieces that I could wear to work or mix and match. But she did really well. She did good by the plus size girls. I will say that.
I didn't buy anything.
That's okay.
So here's the deal. There are things that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I like Tab.
Yeah.
I really do like Tab. Mm-hmm. And I was going through it and I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then I had to pause myself and said, number one, do you need it? Because you spent a grip last week.
True.
Number two, will you really wear it? Or do you want it because Tab did it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know me, I wear the navy.
True.
I don't wear a lot of prints.
Right.
And the one shirt with Blackie on it, I did want that.
That's so cute.
I did want that. Mm-hmm. But there's a certain things that I'm like, do I really want this or do I not? But I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a flux. Talking about my hair, I just feel like, I'm in this space of evolution.
Yeah. And
things that I thought would fit, not talking about clothing fit, but just fit me as a person are now shifting. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what will I be next? And it all stems from a conversation that I think we talked about here before. Mm-hmm. When I was in New Orleans with my daughters, I mentioned that if I was in New Orleans, I'll be a totally different person. I'd be, I dress different, whatever. And my daughter said, why is your happiness conditioned upon your geography? I was like, these babies will tell you something about yourself.
They will. You need to listen to them.
And I was like, that's so right. Like, why would I be a whole different person in New Orleans, which is my happy place? For those who know me, I'm a NOLA girl in my heart. In my heart.
Yes.
But, why would I be different there and not live that life here? Yeah. So I'm like,
Be you. Absolutely.
I think at this age, I've earned the right to do me fully. Unapologetically. I might be Erica Badu tomorrow. You never know who I'm gonna be tomorrow. Shit.
Do it.
I'll be Diane Carroll one day, Erica Badu the next.
Yes.
And keep it pushing. Because I like being a chameleon.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that for you. You should do that.
I think for a long time I searched for one style. To define me, because most people do have like one style, like, this is me. And I realized I have fun in the plethora of them. Like I said, I want to be this person one day and this person the next. And it's not that I am bipolar or just different people. It's just the fact that I like the chameleon aspect of life, and I think I'm embracing that more now.
I think that is awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm happy for you. I love evolution. I like to see the growth.
Growth.
We should always be evolving, honestly. Nobody wants the same.
I'm gonna keep my water around though.
Do your wine.
And
I had a good mojito once in Louisville. Don't know the name of the restaurant, but it was like a Cuban something situation. And I was like, oh, I think I'm tipsy.
you always said that. Oh, I think I'm tipsy.
I was gonna say, yeah, y'all, that's my like I know when I am, and I'm like, oh, it hit me. Like I'm feeling it.
And then she sleep. 2 seconds later.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
I've always told you 1 glass in, put you to sleep. 2 glass in, get you right.
Oh,
You gotta push through this second glass.
I do too.
You gotta push through. That first glass might make you a little tired. The second glass, though, you'll be like, oh, I'm here again. Trust me.
I mean, my behavior depends on what it is I'm having and then how many of that I've had.
Yeah. Can we talk about Beyonce again for a second?
What about Queen Bee?
Queen Bee got an album coming out.
Oh, yes.
Got an album coming out.
She does. And she's so, I just love it. I love all the marketing, the branding, the pow. Like,
girl, I already texted my daughters. I was like, get your money together because she gonna drop a tour. It was dropping.
Absolutely.
You gotta be ready.
Absolutely.
Can't be found wanting. You gotta be ready.
That's for the Lord.
Right. But you gotta be ready.
So what's happening with Queen Bee?
So, albums dropping. She's in the cover of British Vogue.
Boom.
I like all the pictures except for the gold one.
Okay.
I just think they airbrushed her wrong. I think that whoever did her airbrushing or photoshopping her face, it just wasn't quite right. She has the mystery boxes. There ain't that much of a mystery. I read the prime print.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And what else? I just think that it's so very cool that she has this air. She is a person who has reserved some of herself for herself.
Yep.
You know, she gonna give you what she want to give you. And in a world of oversaturation, because I am guilty of it too, I tend to be, I call myself very transparent and authentic.
Yeah.
But I'm transparent to a certain point, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But she gives you what she wants to give you, and there's a boundary there. And let me say this: her NDA,
hello,
they gotta be amazing.
Ain't nobody leaking nothing. Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all don't leak nothing. Y'all don't say Beyonce. You don't say Queen Bee. Like, I don't understand it. The NDA.
Yep.
In the world of leaks and TMZ, and they're paying for information.
Yes.
People's like, nope.
They ain't paying that much.
I'm like, you better be Queen Bee. So I'm ready. I'm here for it. Yeah. I'm here for the album. I'm here for the tour. In my heart of hearts, I'm hoping she does a residency somewhere. I really wouldn't want Vegas, but I mean, Vegas is residency.
That's what everybody, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Paying a grip to be in Vegas yet again, because I did see the Usher in the Vegas. So if she decides to do the Vegas, me and my children will be back out there in Vegas with Faith and Carrie and probably Rhea. Come on.
I'll do something strange for some change, but that's okay.
Because we don't.
Beyonce. I'm happy for her. I'm happy. See, here's the thing for me. Me and Beyonce are the same age. So in my mind, I'm like, I could do it too. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I could do all these great things. We're the same age. So, you know, I don't know. I like her. I know. I love keeping something for yourself. It's funny, I just had this conversation with someone. I really do. I tell you what I want you to know. And in that regard, you know, I'm very much responsible for controlling my narrative, and everything ain't everybody's business. That's the old school in me. It's just not. I'm obviously.
How's that play out for you at work?
How's that playing for me at work?
So we are women of a certain age.
Right.
And I remember when there was a work person, and then there was a home person. We saw our parents doing that. They were one person at work.
Yeah.
And then you come home and then you were your real self, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The age of social media has definitely compacted that.
Oh, for sure.
And
For
I
sure.
remember at one point in time, I had like 4 different social media pages.
Yeah.
Like I still have 2. There's
Yeah.
Neysa Taylor, which
Mm-hmm.
is my professional
Right.
page.
Right.
Talk about work, talk about communications things, all those things.
Yeah.
And there's Myriad that is me, that is this, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's just a different thing. So in a world where working, people are like, oh, well, some people believe that, your work friends are I'm like, they're coworkers.
Yeah.
Like, no, I will like you on LinkedIn.
Right.
And because I do this podcast, you see more of me than normal.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we don't get to do those
No.
things. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. I feel like if I'm asked something, like even early on, I'll answer. It's never too scathing. I mean, I do, and I have gotten before like Facebook friend requests. I'm not really on Facebook like that, I'll be honest. But
IG girl.
I am an IG girl. My IG model.
You are.
But yeah, I don't.
And an alien answer.
You
I got you, girl. I know you.
Yes. So I don't.
Ross's wife.
You love
I speak things. I speak positive things over your life. I'm a real friend, girl. I play into your delusions.
I appreciate that. I really do. I do.
No problem.
So yeah, no, it's right now at this stage in life, it's not an issue for me or anything that I'm really even concerned about. Like, I just don't think nobody really is prying. I'm with you on the LinkedIn thing, like you see me on there, but nobody, I don't feel, weird.
For me, there's an ageism too that's now coming in. Hence, talk about gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking about. Someone asked me this week, actually, do you have kids? I was like, oh yes, and they were like, oh okay, and they're talking about their children who are in kindergarten.
Babies, yeah, I'm gonna say babies.
And they were like, well, how old are your kids? So, well, my oldest is an accountant in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, and I'm like,
and you look so damn good. Hell,
they were like,
old.
What? And I'm like,
yeah,
like, no, like my children are grown, like I'm in a different space than you are.
Right.
And you can see them trying to do the math, like, did she get pregnant at 2? Or
right.
or is she old as hell? And I'm like, I'm old. And
it don't crack.
And it doesn't crack. And yeah, especially in a communications field where people do tend to try to age you out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I'm still in the game. Like, no, I'm not aged out. I'm still right here. Yeah. So it's a different kind of field that I debated even, talking about. Like, there are certain things I don't do anymore. I don't put my graduation year on my resume anymore. Mm-hmm. That comes off now, so stuff like that. I'm like,
I will say I am on a team where I'm the only person who's not married with children. That for me is not difficult, but it is weird. It's the first time, and I'm like, it's not, where we used to work or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna kick it with you after work. I'm not like, y'all leaving early because you gotta go do kid stuff. Like,
yeah.
I had somebody ask me, that, like, are you married, kids? And I'm like, no, I'm just living my best life.
I'm just fine as hell out here in the world.
I am. I'm a great auntie, rich auntie energy. What? So, it was, and I didn't take it any kind of way because I understand at my age, a lot of people are, but I will say it's the first time for me. It is kind of weird to be on a team where I'm not the youngest, surprisingly. That's one thing. I'm not the youngest, and I'm also not married with any children. So it's a little weird in how I communicate or talk, like, I'm having to find other things that are relatable with my peers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to
Makes
say to
sense.
this.
I'm not an animal lover, and the company that I work for allows you to bring your animal to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
And that's a struggle for me.
Yeah.
That's a whole struggle for me.
Yeah.
I was in a meeting this week, and I'm like, can you please hold the animal so I can get out of the room? Because it was near the door. And I'm like, I can't get out. Help me. And so I've done pretty good so far about not wigging out for the most part, but that's a struggle for me. I just, let me say this. I personally don't understand why Rover has to come with you to work. I don't. I don't bring my children with me to work. They did come to the office occasionally should something happen. But people bring Rover every day. And I'm like, Rover get a check too? Like, why Rover gotta be here every day? Like, is he a value add? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I'm not an animal person, right? That's not my thing. So that's hard for me. And I know people who love their animals or whatever else, but I'm like, you wouldn't bring your newborn every day and sit it here and, so why would you bring this animal every day? Like, they can stay at home. DCS ain't gonna get called, they stay at home. It's okay. You leave a newborn at home, DCS get called. But this animal, Rover, can stay. I don't get it. And but the majority of people there like them, and they feel very happy, and they're all about these animals. And I'm the rare one who's like, I don't like it.
Yeah. And a lot of it is generational. You've talked about the different generations, the generational, cultural, because it's happening at a lot of places where people bring their dogs.
That's why the hybrid work environment works for me. Like, I will go in and I will tolerate the animals for a day or two. Then I will retreat back to my home and do my work from there. And it works well for me. So I tend to be nervous when they're there and moving around. Like, it just, I hear the rattling and I'm like, he about to get me. He about to get me.
I'm sorry, Neysa. I hate that for you. I really do.
I'm a person.
Because there was a dog barking in my building the other day. But it was on another floor. And I could hear it, but it didn't bother me because I don't have to go that way. So like,
I have been late to work because an animal was on my porch.
Yeah.
Like, I opened the door and this animal was just laying on my porch, and I shut the door. So I lived in a townhouse, and I had to go that way to get to my car. There was no other way for me to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna be late because he on my porch and I can't get out. So yeah,
it's definitely different, as you know. Work environments, COVID, pre-COVID, even, like, culture, like, it's just companies are changing all the time their policies on this and that. So I don't know, it's weird. Yes. You know what I'm loving?
What?
It's kind of my to go, but it's just
come on to go out.
It's hot, and I need hoochie daddy shorts on the menses.
On the menses, yes.
Yeah. I want the thigh meat out.
Funny.
Yes.
Because 5 years ago, short shorts on men, you'd be like, that dude gay.
And the gays own that they started the whole trend. Like,
they
should like, give us our flowers. Shout out to the gays.
Give them the props.
Y'all, been ahead of the curve on the fashions. So
always.
But
now these thighs are out, and I'm like, is it appropriate to catcall?
Absolutely. Have you not seen the videos?
I've seen the videos. However, well, it's a video, right? I'm just thinking about in reality. Yes and no. You like, yes.
Let me tell you what I did. I will give you an example. So I went to Arrington Vineyard. We talked about that on a prior episode. And there was a guy, we were leaving, there was a guy walking towards us, and I just complimented him. So it wasn't a cat call. It wasn't like, hey, gray shorts. I didn't do that. But it was like, thank you for wearing those shorts. Nice shorts. Keep it up, is what I said. And he just grinned. He was so happy. The compliment, like men like compliments too. Again, doesn't mean I want to.
A compliment is different.
Yeah.
Because Black women be like, okay, camouflage turban. You know how we do. You know what I mean? I see yours. So I could see me saying, okay, gray shorts, skies out, and not mean it in a negative fashion.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that's how we compliment each other. And it's a true compliment. Right. But I don't tend to cat call or over sexualize because I try to give the respect that I want. You know what I mean? What are you laughing at?
I'm listening. Go ahead. Respect.
I do. I try to give the respect that I want. And so there is a definite difference in a woman of being complimented.
Right.
And over sexualized.
True.
And I get that there's a fine line, but I always want to err on the side of compliment and over sexualize, unless you with me. Now, if you with me, part of a show. Show. But
what do you mean? It can't be like degrading or just
exactly.
Like I had a guy once, it was an older guy too, so funny, walking downtown Nashville, and he was like, "You wearing that dress, ain't it?" But it made me smile. I was like, thank you, it was
thank you.
I was like, thank you. But I laugh because that's me, I laugh. But
of course.
Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with the hoochie daddy shorts. You saying exactly what you said. Like, okay, shorts.
Yeah.
You're not like, what that mouth do?
That's reserved for the person I really am dating.
Yeah. So. Right. Yeah. But I want the shorts. And also, some self-reflecting. Legs ain't legging. Men don't wear them. I'll be honest, I don't like the pictures I'm seeing, like of the dudes who like real muscular and the shorts is Daisy Dukes, like that I don't like, but that's my personal preference. I don't like them tight. Like, why are your shorts tight?
I don't like tight, but I like a thigh now. Like,
I like a thigh, but
I like good arms. You know me.
I know, but I mean like the muscle build, like the competition muscle.
I like a good arm and I like a good leg.
But I like short. I like the hoochie daddy shorts.
But an arm will get me over and over.
Right, an arm will get you. I hope y'all are listening. That's this. An arm will get Neysa. Yes, she likes nice arms. I don't know, I've always been
Nas.
I like who?
Nas. I see your joke.
I like shoulders.
Mm.
I like broad, like just good. And then like kind of the back, the top of the
Omari Hardwick in the Fiona video.
I like shoulders.
Yeah.
I've touched some shoulders in my day and been like, oh, that's a nice shoulder. Anyways, so I like a shoulder. But I really like hoochie daddy shorts. I hope y'all get into it. It's your turn, dudes. Turn up. Let's get it.
Please do.
If I see you out and I like what I see, I'm gonna be like, okay, shorts. Yeah. So get ready. That's my to go.
Hoochie daddy. Skies out, thighs out to go.
Period.
Got it. So, okay, Faith, where can they find us?
You all can find us on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple Music. Am I missing anything else? And social media. Yeah, please. Instagram, Facebook, follow, comment, follow along, give us suggestions. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? All that jazz.
And if your thighs are out, tag us in the picture.
Yes, please.
We'll come by and like it.
We'll repost the hoochie daddy shorts. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Mwah. Bye.